Hi, I'm Madison. This is Peyton, and we're going to be talking about job shadowing and how it should be more of like a formalized option here to take. So it would be just for seniors only, and so you take like your main like core classes like in the beginning of the day, and then you would leave either before or after fifth hour. And we took a survey. We have like this senior like group message thing, so we put it in that, and most seniors they agree with us. So yeah.
So as an example, personally, like as a senior, if I didn't have, I do work leave, which is kind of different, but if I didn't have the option to do something off campus like this, I would actually have 3 electives. So really I would be sitting in a study hall for 3 hours, which I thought is more beneficial so they can actually get like experience in a career path that they think that they would want to follow in college. And it gives them like a chance to try it out before they go to college and choose a course that maybe isn't the best for them, but they think it is. And it would consist of us trying to partner with companies like within the school, like maybe families that own companies or businesses, and seeing if we can make ties that way or using ties that we already have. And it would also consist of them meeting with a counselor and setting it up, so making sure they have all their credits, enough credits to do it. It would consist of them doing a time card, so they would have to get signed off every week to make sure that they're showing up and doing what they're supposed to, and there would be like a reflective essay or worksheet at the end of it.
So how does this differ from your work leave?
Work leave, I actually just go off campus to work after fifth hour. This would actually almost be like an internship observation. So you'll be, like the company, it won't be paid unless they do paid internships. And you'll just be like learning, pretty much learning the career and watching and observing and possibly sitting on a meetings and doing whatever the company or business would be willing to let you observe and who they would let you observe.
Okay.
So who puts together the list of companies or businesses in the area?
I've been meeting, I met with Miss Donovan, and they seemed like, she said it would be a good idea because they would meet with the counselors, but it would take probably Mr. Matthews and a couple other people on like a committee to figure out which businesses they thought were appropriate and like to handle senior students.
So it would take a lot of extra time and setup to get it.
It would take
done.
it would take a lot of time to just figure out like contacting families.
Mm-hmm.
But it would also consist of like, we do realize like the fact that like maybe they wouldn't be able, like we wouldn't have a business that they needed to be, like maybe if you want to do PT, we didn't have someone who runs PT clinic that you could intern under.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they need to find somewhere to do like that career.
Mm-hmm.
So there would also be a couple that maybe would be special cases where they're not actually interning with someone that is on that list. But it would be the same, they'd have to do the reflection sheet and everything.
And how would that be evaluated? Like
At the end?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there'd be an evaluation from, like whoever from that company is running this.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be an evaluation from them, and then they would have to do an essay or whatever type of evaluation sheet for that they would choose as best when this program would be set up.
So essentially, your boss would be grading you rather than a teacher.
I feel like it should be like both ways. Maybe they have like their like reflection sheet, and then we have to do like another one, maybe like for the administration.
When I talked to Ms. Donovan about it, she seemed like it would either be better to do like a reflection sheet or like write almost like a essay type paper showing like about what you've learned and what you feel like.
And to prove that you were actually there, so
Yeah.
like you can say, oh, I'm just gonna leave school and say I'm doing this, but really.
So you're thinking it's more of like a pass-fail thing, there's not gonna be an actual letter grade assigned to it?
No.
Okay. What about companies who having you every day just isn't feasible for them? What if they come back and they're like, well, yes, you can come Tuesday, Thursday, what would the person do then on Monday, Wednesday, Friday during that time?
You could either, we did talk about that, and there would either be study hall classes and electives set up where you could go, like start like a couple days a week. So you would be here but you wouldn't be able to take a course that has a letter grade. It would have to be a pass-fail class that's willing to do like a 3-day-a-week thing or a 2-day-a-week thing.
Do you think it's, like, normal's not the right word, but do you think most of the seniors have your type of schedule where if you weren't doing work study, you would have 3 electives? Or, I mean, that just seems like a lot to me. Or is it just that people, like, are in chorus and foreign language, and so then they really only have 1 elective? Does that make sense? Like, 2 hours seems like a lot of time every day. And I just wonder if you think most people have that freedom.
I feel like most of them have 1 or 2 open spots. I took an extra science last year, so everything with the way it balanced out for me, I only had to take my 4 core classes, and then I could go work. But the normal that would probably be like the normality for this would probably be after 5th or 6th hour where you're going for an hour and a half to shadow. It wouldn't be. I know.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of students that if they weren't taking their foreign language or course would have that many electives. And I'm not, like, I probably would better take a survey on this too. How many of them, if having the option to job shadow, would rather do that than take the foreign language or a course? Because I know a lot, like, the study halls were looked at as a negative thing to take.
Yeah.
So they've all tried to find something else that is time manageable, but also.
So they might be willing to give that up if they have this option. Okay.
So what would you have chosen had you been given this opportunity?
Like where, like, would you be wanting to work?
Right, like what field would you want to go into?
See, I don't know. Like, I'm where, like, I'm, like, not sure about, like, my, like, career path yet. So, like, I'm just kind of, like, I'm not sure yet.
I mean, that could be a beneficial thing, is to have something set up to where you were able to, like, if you were in the health field,
Yeah.
maybe it's not the entire semester. Maybe you go somewhere for
Yeah,
a
and
month at a
intern.
time and look at it that way.
Yeah.
Just thought.
So how do you, is there any sort of like requirement in order to get into this? Like if you were thinking about, so let's say we decide we're totally gonna implement this, how would you, would students have to take some sort of like entrance exam to make sure that they're okay for their schedule? Would that just be like a meeting with the counselor?
It would consist of a meeting with your college counselor to make sure you have all of your credits. One, because this isn't something that, I feel like it could be a half a credit, but it's not something that'd be more than half a credit. Just because if work leave isn't, it's kind of the same thing except you're not getting paid. So you would have to meet the requirements for that and looking at like your behavioral stuff, like how the.
Right, and that was my next.
If you've had like a lot of D-halls and you're known, like senior lunch, like how if you're not back on time, you can't. Like if you're known to abuse
Then they're gonna look at
freedom,
that and be like,
then
no.
you're not gonna be able to do it. It would consist of that, and then it would be the same as work leave, where you go through it with your counselor, and then you have to get signed off by Mr. Matthews. So.
Did you say why only seniors?
No, do you know?
Yes.
It would be best for only seniors because one, it seems like when the junior class, like, and them, it seems like a lot of them, like, are still either new drivers or stuff. So I feel like being a senior, one, more people are driving, more parents would be okay with it. So it seems like something that would just be better overall for an older class. Plus, senior year, like, if you do it junior year, then you run into the point of like, okay, well, I think I can do it with all of my credits, and then you get to senior year and you're like, okay, I missed a credit, so now I'm a credit short. So senior year, you get into your 4 core classes, and most people have already taken their arts course or something. So like, when it comes to that, it's also just overall better just for senior year.
Thanks.
Thanks, ladies.